Well, Crimes and Investigations editor Hussein Mohammed is live for us from Mandera and now joins us with an update. Hussein, good afternoon. What are some of the possible solutions we expect from this meeting? An attack yesterday in Mandera on the Moyale Raha bus, this adding to the security situation there. What is the situation on the ground now, especially with regard to education?
Well, thank you very much, Michelle Ngere. We are here in Mandera in one of the many consultations that has been happening following the mass exodus of teachers here. But this is different because TSC transferred over 3,000 teachers from the whole of Northeastern following what happened in Kamudh Resource Center where 3 teachers were killed in Garissa. Well, here in Mandera, different speakers from members of parliament, from the Kenya National Union of Teachers have been here trying to look for solutions and what they are calling homegrown solutions here in Mandera. And joining me now is the governor of Mandera, who this is not the first time that he has had to have these homegrown solutions to try and look for what is happening here in Mandera in terms of looking for a solution to the students of this county. Bwana Governor, karibu sana. This is KTN News Live News Desk. Just to give us a glimpse of what you guys are trying to have here in terms of homegrown solutions. Have you come yet with the solutions, or what is happening right now?
Thank you very much. Today we've held a stakeholders consultative forum with the main intention of making sure that we find for a more permanent workable solution for these challenges of teachers that has been happening, you know, from time to time. Every time an incident happens in a remote locality within Northeastern, teachers are removed. Now, we are coming together in order to internalize first the issues as it is, because it puzzles a lot. If you look at Mandera has the lowest crime rate compared to the rest of the country. We have a challenge of a spillover of insecurity from Somalia, bordering with Somalia. Unfortunately, we cannot remove Mandera from where it is. We'll remain closely bordered with Somalia. We can only mitigate. Now, we want whatever that maybe Teacher Service Commission does must be realistic within the context of the whole environment where we are. For example, we have more than 7,000 non-locals working in different sectors, in hotels, restaurants, where we are here, in civil service, under national government, county government, private sector here, who are thriving and doing what they're supposed to be doing. The last we've had an incident was in 2015. We've not had any incident ever since. Now, at the convenience of an office, a decision was made to remove all non-local teachers. Now, that is discriminatory, but without analyzing the current environment where we are. First, we have a challenge of adequate teachers. And as a result of that, there has been mass failures at primary school, at secondary school. So a lot of, a lot of youth are idling in the streets, and as a result, in a risky environment like the proximity to Somalia where we are, this is going to be an exploding situation for the youth. If we compound that by removing teachers and having the schools closed, it's going to challenge the whole theory of national government saying we have 100% transition rate when the schools are closed. I don't know whether the transition is from the perspective of admission or rather access to education.
Talking of the underlying issues we're talking about, the real issues that people are talking about, we have had the issues of Al-Shabaab, we have had the issue of unknown assailants, we have had speakers there talk about what is really happening here in Mandera, and that's why the TSC did what they did. Coming from you as a governor, not the first time that your convoy has been attacked. Your friends and people who have worked with you. What do you think is the underlying issue? Is it really Al-Shabaab? I mean, having this in Mandera?
Well, we have security challenges, but it's negligible as opposed to the magnitude of making a decision to remove all the teachers from the environment. Mandera is in Kenya. Access to education is a right. Arbitrary decision by Nancy to say all the non-local teachers are removed. We have security challenges. This is the reality. Before the fall of Siad Barre, Mandera never had any issue. I mean, of course, we closely neighbor with Somalia, and there are spillover effects from time to time. But the national government is mitigating. In this town alone, we have over 1,500 security officers posted to guard. And that explains the improvement in terms of the frequency of occurrence and the severity of occurrence of these events. And what we are saying is what has happened is not realistic. And as a government, even at the level of Professor Magoha, it should be absolutely unacceptable to say, for example, you're discussing 100% transition rate to schools. And then on the other hand, the whole of northeastern region, the schools are closed. Is the 100% transition rate, as a factor of just admission into school, or access to education by providing the facilitative accompaniment that is required?
Talking about that, paint for us, for Kenyans who don't understand, what is the current situation? Now we understand students are on midterm, but before that, what is the current situation of students here, the mental, psychosocial support, do they get it? What are they doing in terms of the homegrown solutions you're looking for?
Actually, there is no access to education as it stands because over 800 and 800 plus teachers have been removed, from schools, and as such, we already had shortage of teachers. Now compounding that by removal of that means that the education sector is totally grounded for that sake. We've come together, we are looking at stopgap measures such as merging of schools that are close by to take advantage of synergy, where 3 teachers, 4 teachers left in different schools can be brought together in some form of teaching, even though inadequate can take place. We're also looking at issues of how the community, the leadership will be able to look at how can we find permanent solution to this problem. For example, we want Teacher Service Commission to stop recruiting teachers on the quota of northern Kenya, so that then the resources can be maybe devolved to counties, so that we can get the students in the universities to join teaching and we pay for them, and among many other issues that is in discussion.
Well, maybe you can join by the Member of Parliament here, former Deputy Governor. You have experienced this, before. We remember what happened in 2018. Right now, you are meeting again for the same reason of mass exodus of teachers. What's your view on the whole situation?
I think, first of all, I want to say that it's very unfortunate that in the 21st century, a country governed by law, somebody somewhere called Nancy Macharia decides to do acts of unlawful by denying the rightful, the rights of students in northern Kenya and per se the people of Mandera. And I think I want to appeal to the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, that Mandera is part of Kenya. The people of Mandera County, you took an oath to protect their rights, and somebody somewhere is abusing that right. Mr. President, could you please intervene and make sure that one Nancy Macharia, who is the CEO of Teacher Service Commission, is removed from that office which has abused. I'm pained that this is coming back time and again in terms of transferring teachers from this region, and that is hurting the economy. It's hurting the livelihoods. It's hurting the rights of the people of Mandera County. And therefore, Mr. President,